guys, long over mother do. Welcome to my channel, my humble abode. It's your girl Emily AV, aka E Blaze, and yeah, this is very long overdue. I'm jittery because I'm excited because I've been wanting to do YouTube for so long, like eons, like since I was 12, and we just getting started. We just getting started. But make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share to your friends, your family, your aunt, your uncles, your aunt's uncles, your uncle's aunts, your dog, your babysitter, your dog's babysitter, whoever, because we about to be real raw, uncut, and no faking on this channel. It's gonna be the real raw me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Fuck you mean? Insert gunna. But this is gonna be my introduction to my channel. I'm just giving you guys a consensus, a background of where I come from, what I want to do, why I want to have this platform. You know what I'm saying? So my name is Emily. I am 24 years old. I almost forgot how old I was. I am 24 years old, turning 25 this year. I am a Scorpio, if anybody cares. Scorpio gang. But I live in New York City, aka one of the best places in the world, because yeah, are you from New York even? Yeah. Originally I am from Queens, but I now currently live in the Bronx. My family background: my mother's West African, my dad is Bayesian. Two fucked up personalities mixed into one that created this angel. So yeah, this is gonna, like I said, this is gonna be an introduction to my channel, what I want to do, and yeah, I guess we could do like a little Q&A. So obviously the first question would be why I want to do YouTube, and I kind of briefed it in the beginning, but I've always wanted to have a platform where I could just be myself. I've always wanted some type of outlet to where I could connect with people and people could connect with me, because I feel like a lot of things are taboo and people don't really want to speak up on them, and I feel like I was always the person in my life to speak up on stuff that nobody wanted to speak on, and it's actually made people reach out to me like, yo, like, it's crazy because I'm going through the same thing, or this happened to me too, or I'm experiencing this, and whatever. Nobody's really out and loud about it, and if you know me, you know I'm out and loud as hell. So I really wanted that. I've always watched like Get Ready With Me's. Like, I remember when I was younger, probably like 11, 12, my sister and I would watch like What's in My School Bag, Get Ready With Me, and then I branched off on my own, started watching makeup videos, Get Ready With Me for Prom. I've always like watched those videos and I'm like, yo, I could do this. Like, I could do this. Then when I found out you can actually make a career out of just being yourself and doing that, I was like, oh yeah, sign me up. Sign me up. I'll write the contract right now. Like, YouTube, I'll write it up right now. So yeah, that's the reason why I wanted to start my platform. I do want to talk about the real raw, uncut things, especially being in the lifestyle that I'm in, which we're going to tap into a little bit later. But I've always wanted to, I've always wanted to just have some type of outlet to express my emotions, be real, be myself. And, you know, of course I have, you know, like my friends, my family, but, you know, they get tired of the bitch sometimes. So I want my YouTube to be my baby. I want it to be a way for me to connect with other people out there. I want it to be a way for me to, it's kind of like how people connect with music. Like, they might not know how to express themselves in the best way, which I don't have too much trouble in. I do know how to express myself, but I love being able to just talk and vent and just, you know, get things off my chest in a very safe space. And I want my YouTube to be my safe space, not only for me, but for my viewers, for my subscribers. So yeah. Now moving on, because in the thought process of me doing my YouTube, of course, I've spoken to my friends about it. They support me 100%. Spoken to my sister about it, my family, my mom, and of course they support me. But I really want to get on YouTube to showcase the platform of the other lifestyle I'm in, which is being an exotic dancer, stripper, dancer, go-go dancer, whatever. Well, not really a go-go dancer, but whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna do a little, try to make it quick. It's not gonna be quick, I lied. But story time of how I even got into that lifestyle. What's going on with my hair? What's your name, B.O.B.? So they call you Bob? Okay, yeah, I am gonna get into how that came about, how Blaze came about, because I know I said in the beginning, Emily AV, aka E-Blaze, and y'all probably wondering who the fuck is E-Blaze. So let me tell you. All right, so I was about 18 years old. I was 18 years old. How can you be about 18 years old? I was 18 years old and struggling. struggling to find a job, struggling to find work. Just, now that I'm older than 18, I'm not old obviously, but now that I'm older than 18, I definitely see that I jumped in the limelight of the stripper life, the nightlife too quickly, but I just was, wasn't in the best headspace, was not in the best living space, so before I even turned 18, I was in an internship program in my junior year of high school, and they helped me with internships, paid internships. They helped me create my resume. I learned how to make a resume, a cover photo, all those things, and I interned for them for about a year, and then my internship was done. But I still kept in contact with them because I told them that I wanted to permanently work at one of their establishments that they would. So what they would do is they would send us out to get job experience with different internships. So sometimes it'll be like retail at Marshall's or a library clerk, which is what I was doing. Sometimes it'll be like, when I first started, I did the library clerk, but I also was an intern at a medical office, a medical school. So yeah, they would just put us in different programs, get our resume started, send our resume out to people who would need interns, and that's how we would go about getting our internships. But my program ended after I turned 18. So literally right after my 18th birthday, the program ended for me. But I still kept in contact with them because I wanted to find a real steady job, like not just an internship, but a job, like a real 9-to-5. So the story gets crazy, y'all. So yeah, so they get in contact with me one day, and they let me know that there was another library at another location that was paying, I think, like, this was before minimum wage and all that was at how it's at New York. I think this was still when minimum wage was at like what, $13 in New York or $12, whatever it was. So getting paid $15 an hour back when minimum wage was 13 was like, whoa, that's like a huge jump. You know what I mean? So they called me and they told me that they had an opportunity for me to become a homework helper, like working with kids after school, whatever. Not too many hours, but it was $15 an hour. So I was told, and I was like, all right, I'm game. So I went there. I did my paperwork, I did my process, and I started working. I loved the kids. I loved the staff. They were real cool. Then my first quote unquote payday comes, and I'm asking them, like, should I, like, do we sign up for where do we sign up for direct deposit? Because I know some jobs you have to get a couple of pay stubs first before you sign up for direct deposit. I know some jobs, they just have you fill it out while you're doing the application and stuff like that. So I asked them, like, how do we go about direct deposit? And the lady told me, like, direct deposit, like, what do you mean? And I was like, it's the next up and coming Friday. Because, the first week you work a job, you don't get paid. Then the week after that, that's when the money starts to come in. And the lady looked at me and she told me, she was like, you're a volunteer, no? And I was like, what do you mean volunteer? Like, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? What do you mean? What do you mean? Once again, insert gonna. What you mean? So I'm like, what do you mean intern? I mean, what do you mean volunteer? What are you saying about? And she was like, oh, well, we were told that you were a volunteer or whatever from one of the other coworkers. It was a mistake on her end. She didn't communicate with the other staff that I was supposed to just be a volunteer, not an actual homework helper. And volunteers at that location, unfortunately, or like most locations, don't get paid. So I was like, oh, baby. I'm still in high school at this time, mind you. This is my senior year of high school. So I'm like, oh, baby, I got stuff coming up. I didn't grow up in a home where I could just go to mommy, go to daddy, and get whatever money I needed or whatever. Like, stuff started to become hard around the house for my mom. I was raised by a single mom. And for me, I just wanted to, make my own bread, make my own money. For those of you who don't know what bread means, it means money. But, yeah, I just wanted to, make my own money, start feeling independent, wanting to be independent, start, taking care of stuff around the house. Seeing my mom struggle was a big thing for me. So it was just like, I wanted to help out, you know what I mean? So I was like, oh, I'm not coming from school after I already don't want to be in school from 8 o'clock to 3:30 to come here from 4 o'clock to 8, 9 o'clock and not get paid. That's what's not happening. So I told them, I'm like, yeah, that's not happening. So the head manager of the library, I believe, who I met when I was interning at the other location of the library, back when I was just an intern, I spoke to him about it. Well, I emailed him because he never got in contact with me. I emailed him, I called him, wasn't answering the phone, wasn't answering my emails. And I was just telling him hey, I want to actually be a homework helper. How do I go about getting that process forward? You know what I'm saying? It was a whole bunch of mix-up, miscommunication, he say, she say on both ends, because the people that I did the internship with, the company that I did the internship with, they showed me the email of the guy reaching out saying hey, we want a homework helper. The job starts at $15 an hour. So I was confused as to why when I got there, they're saying that I'm just a volunteer and volunteers don't get paid. So my best friend at the time, she invited me to her senior prom. And I was like, oh yeah, we can go. And she told me at the time that the deposit for her to bring a guest would be $100. So I had to pay $100 to be her guest. And at that time, I know $100 is $20 now. But at that time, when I'm struggling and I'm not seeing that type of money, that was a big thing for me. You know what I'm saying? So I got in contact with this girl that I went to middle school with, who also was my neighbor. And my best friend at the time was the one that told me that she started stripping. So I was like, I'm always dancing at parties. I was like, I love dancing at parties. I love shaking my, my little no booty. I love, getting hyping the crowd up, getting everybody not, I wouldn't say attention, but getting to that point where everybody's like, oh, she's lit, let me get lit too. I've always been that person. Every single time, even still to this day, when I go out with my friends, if we go to a club setting, if we go to a regular party, a backyard bash, a pool party, wherever, everybody's always like, oh my God, Emily, can you get lit? Can you get lit? Blaze, can you get lit? Blah, blah, blah. So, life of the party, as some may call it. So I got in contact with her and I was just like, hey, don't take no offense to this or nothing like that, but I heard that you started dancing. And she was like, yeah. And I was like, how would you feel if I started going with you? So she was the one that kind of put me onto game when it came to the dancing thing. And she was talking to me about it. She was telling me what the club that she worked at. She spoke to her manager about me. She was like, oh, I have a friend who's going to be my partner. She wants to come into the club. She showed, this is when I created Instagram. I didn't have Instagram in middle school. I literally made my Instagram my senior year of high school during this. So I first made my Instagram and I posted a couple cute pictures of myself, just face pictures with my makeup done, whatever, because she was like, that's what they look at. And she's right. Clubs do look at, when you DM them, clubs do look at your Instagram to see your following, how you look, how you present yourself as a dancer and whatever. So, I keep fixing my one piece. I'm sorry. But she, was able to get in contact with her manager at the club at the time. And he got in contact with me. And yeah, one night she told me just obviously I lied to my mom and told her oh, I think I told her I got a job at the airport, which was believable because I had friends who had jobs at the airport and I would tell her about it. And I told her that it was an overnight job and whatever, which I know she didn't believe me, because what high schooler is going to be working an overnight job on the weekends when she has to get up and go to school? So I knew she knew I was bullshitting, but you know, So, yeah, I went with her. I was nervous as hell. I'm 18, mind you, so I wasn't allowed to drink. I couldn't like take a shot to take the edge off, none of that. So even though I'm pretty sure all of us have drinking before the age of 21, don't snitch, don't snitch. But yeah, so she brought me with her. This was, I'm not gonna say the club's name, but this was a club in Brooklyn at the time. I still to this day don't know if the club is still there. I don't know if it's shut down, but it was a club in Brooklyn. And I went to the dressing room. I got dressed. Everybody was asking me like, "Oh, are you the new girl? Are you the new girl?" Whatever. And I was like, "Yeah, I came with my friend." I'm not gonna say her name, but I said I came with my friend, insert name. And they were just talking to me. And one of the girls, like, she came up to me. She was like, you know, the vet, I guess, of the club. But she was really, really sweet. She was really nice, hella cool, hella chill. She was asking me like, "Oh, where are you from?" Like my background. I was like, "Oh, I'm Bayesian and West African." And she was like, "Yeah, you look like it. You got that exotic look to you. You'll definitely be able to like." She was like, "If you get some new outfits," because I obviously did not have dancer outfits at this time. I didn't have like the 2-piece bikinis. I didn't have the 1-pieces. I didn't even have the dancer shoes. Like I literally just found a pair of black heels and some lingerie that I didn't touch at the time. And I brought that with me, went to the club, got dressed, and they were just like, "Yeah, like you get yourself together, you clean yourself up, you definitely gonna be able to make money." And I was like, "Oh, really?" Manyan. So I was excited that I got that, you know, boost of confidence and stuff like that. So I got dressed, and then the girl I was talking to in the dressing room that I said was hella chill, she ends up going to the DJ and was like, "Oh, we want to announce the new girl," and whatever. So I'm sitting there like, I'm not a person that gets shy. I rarely get shy. I'm extremely extroverted. I'm extremely friendly, extremely outgoing, extremely outspoken. But in that moment, I was like, "Oh, you're calling me to the stage?" Like, yeah. So I'm just, you know, sitting there while she's like introducing me. At this time, I wanted my dancer name to be Ice, because fun fact about me, I eat a lot of ice. Like I just chew it down. So I was like, I'm gonna just use something funny that relates to me. I chose Ice. So they was like, "Oh, Ice, come to the front of the stage." Like there were 3 stages at this club, like 3 little mini stages, and then just floor. So they was like, "Oh, Blaze, come to the first stage," whatever. They start playing. They wanted me to give somebody a lap dance, like one of the managers or one of the main it was either a manager or one of the main customers at the club, or just like one of the people that, you know, are known in the club. He handles stuff. I think it was like one of those type of guys. If you are a dancer or you do hostings in clubs, you know what I'm talking about. So I think they were saying it's his birthday or he's getting married or something of that nature. I remember it was something of that nature, some type of celebration. So I actually started off on a perfect night. And they played The Weeknd by SZA. They played The Weeknd by SZA. They was like, "Oh, and this is when I didn't know no pole trick, so I'm hopping on there, spinning on it." This was before I even found out poles can spin. So the pole that at these clubs didn't spin. So you know, just getting on there, I'm doing a little sexy dance and whatever. Then they was like, "All right, we want to see some action now." And then they started playing Walk It Like I Talk It by the Migos. And I was obsessed. Ever since that, I was obsessed with that song. Not that was the first time that I heard the song, but I held it close to my heart because I was like, "Oh my God, this is the first song I shook my ass to." So they started playing Walk It Like I Talk It. The guy starts throwing money. I'm like, "Well, I can get used to this." So he starts throwing money. And then afterward, they was like, "All right, we want to see if you flexible. You said and then the girl was on the mic like, "You said you West African and Caribbean, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, right." And she was like, "All right, we want to see if you could, we want to see how flexible you is. We want to see if you could split in the middle." So the DJ starts playing Split in the Middle. If you're Caribbean or you go to parties, you know exactly what that song is. So they start playing Split in the Middle, and when the beat drops in the split in the middle, I busted my split, and they was like, "Hey, yeah, go Ice, go Ice." So I started feeling happy, you know what I'm saying? Started throwing money again. So within that night, I think we got there probably like 11. I paid a house fee of $20, by the way. or was it 40? No, it was $40. I paid a house fee of $40. For those of you who don't know what house fee is the entry fee you have to pay to the club in order to work. So the same way you go to a regular club and you have to pay an entry fee is the same way dancers have to. I just bit my lip. The same way you pay an entry fee at the regular club, if you're entering, is the same thing for dancers. We have to pay a price in order to work. So yeah, I paid a house fee of $40, and I think my first night I made probably around $200. And like I said, this was 2018, me not having no money, even when I was working my internship, I still wasn't seeing $200. So me being able to make that in a couple of hours, I was like, okay, like, I could do this. Like, this is something that I could get by. So my friend and I, we ended up going back to that same club one more time. And then I told her, like, we should branch out. We both agreed that we wanted to branch out, do different stuff. We started going to different clubs and whatever. But then unfortunately, me and her ended up having some dumb argument. And I was, at this time, still scared to go and branch off by myself. So me and her just stopped speaking for a while. But, it's all love with her now, obviously. She still gets in contact with me. She still has my Instagram and stuff like that. I'll say what's up to her. She'll say what's up to me. So it's absolutely no beef at all. We were just young and dumb and getting ourselves into something that we really didn't do no research on. We really didn't. We were just young and dumb. Like I said, me and her were the same age. So yeah, this was 2018. Now 2019, like I said, I wasn't consistent when it came to me wanting to dance because I was scared. I ended up going back to that club again, and I danced for a night, but it was an extremely slow night, and I made like $50. So I was like, okay, F this. 2020 now. No. Yeah, 2020. This is when, boom, pandemic happened, right? My friend and I, friend know who friend is, shout out to you, friend, we're in school to become home health aides because around this time, me and her were looking for jobs. Me and her wanted to do something different with our lives. Like, my mom and I ended up in an unfortunate situation where we had to leave our house and we ended up going into a shelter, which I could do a whole story time about that in another video. But to make a long story short, my mom and I had to leave and we ended up staying in a shelter. And this was 2019 going into 2020. So beginning of 2020, ending of 2019 is when me and my mom went into the shelter, and then beginning of 2020 was when me and my friend decided that we wanted to do home health aid. So we went to school to get our certificate in HHA, and we were going to the classes. Me and her would link up in the morning, take the train together, get breakfast, go to the classes. We had a really cool instructor. He was Guyanese and he was hella cool, hella funny. You know what I mean? And then this is rumors sparking of the pandemic and stuff happening. Stuff is starting to shut down. They're starting to put places and things on curfew. So we're like, oh, okay. Literally the day before they shut the school down, one of the main directors of the school came to us and she was like, oh, don't be scared. Just, keep washing your hands, Lysol, wipe down, don't touch your face, don't touch your, sneeze when you're sneezing, cover your mouth when you cough, whatever. So then the next day they came to us and they were like, okay, yeah, we're going to have to shut the school down because the world is going into quarantine. And I'm like, the world? She said, the world. And 2020 changed a lot of lives, I'm pretty sure, for a lot, if not everybody. Like, the pandemic really changed a lot. So obviously with this happening, club shut down. So I couldn't even go to work and make money. It was hard, obviously. I'm pretty sure the people who lost their jobs, or people who weren't essential workers that they were calling them at the time, who lost their jobs and couldn't go to work, were really devastated. So I had a friend, this is entering out of summer of 2020, like exiting out of summer of 2020, I mean. I had a friend who I went to middle school with, not the same friend from earlier, but I had a friend that I knew from hanging out after school, whatever. Like, every place has that like hangout spot or whatever. In Queens, it was Jamaica Avenue. You're from Queens. I'm pretty sure you've hung out on Jamaica Avenue at least once after school. So Yeah, everywhere had that little hangout spot. For us, it was a place called Jamaica Avenue. You from Queens, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, some girl that I would see when I was in middle school and high school, we would see each other, chop it up or whatever. She started dancing. And I was asking her, like, yo, like, where you be dancing at or whatever. And then she introduced me to these things called like underground parties, which is basically like club promoters and DJs and people who are well known in the stripper industry, or at least in their area. They got together, started renting out spaces and having stripper parties. So like I did with the first situation, I DM'd a guy who was the main person that was hosting these parties or whatever. And I was like, oh, how much is your house fee? What time should I be there? Whatever. He told me house fee was $80 at this time. And he was like, just find a cute little outfit, whatever. So I went and got shoes, which they're somewhere deep in my closet. And I have a video that I could insert, like probably right here or so, of what I wore, if it doesn't get flagged, because I don't want YouTube to do too much. Don't do too much on me, YouTube. I'm not naked. I wasn't naked. So yeah, and I went, I danced, I made my money, and I think I made $300 that night. Yeah, and the rest was history. I'm still actively dancing. I'm still doing, bookings and birthday parties and whatever. But 2020 is when I actively started dancing. I was 20, about to be 21. Like, this was literally like a month before I turned 21. My birthday's in November, so this was like October-ish that I started actively, like literally 7 times a week, 5 times a week, like dancing every single day, like not getting home until 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, going to sleep, getting up, taking a shower, eating some food, and going right back to the club. Like, I was doing that on a consistent basis. And then when the pandemic slowed down, the club started to slow down. So, I am still actively dancing, but I have touched a great amount of money throughout from 2020 up until now. And I do want to continue to do that to help build my platform on my YouTube. Like, I want to buy myself a camera. I want to do the whole 9 yards, get a backdrop, you know what I mean? So this is just starting off small. This is just the milestone. Well, this is me trying to reach the milestone that I want to get to. And, I am manifesting that I will be successful, and I want everybody else to be successful. Everybody in my circle, all my supporters, anybody that just is like me, a young person trying to make it, trying to find a way in the world, because the world is just so crazy nowadays. The most that we can do is make the best out of it. So, yeah, that is my story, y'all. Yeah, I actively started dancing and being consistent with dancing in 2020. And as of now, I'm telling myself that I want to start travel dancing. So I do want to start moving to other states, moving to different locations, because, if you're a dancer watching this, then sometimes when you travel to go make money, it's way better than where you are now, especially with how the dynamic is with the clubs in New York. Again, I could do a separate video on the clubs in New York as well, because it is out here. So I am planning to travel as a dancer and see where that takes me, see if it brings me new opportunities, you know what I'm saying? My first stop is should I tell y'all? I'm gonna wait to the next video. But I mean, if you're my friend and you have me on Instagram, then you probably know. But excuse me, for the people who are new here, for the people who don't know me, I'm gonna save that for another time. But yeah, guys, this is my story. This is me. This is real. This is me. Exactly where. Okay, let me stop. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing weekly vlogs. I think I'm gonna make my days for posting Wednesdays and Sundays, just so I could get out a clear view of like the week. So if I work like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, I could have videos posted by that time. And if I'm doing like a vlog starting on Sunday and then going into Wednesday or Thursday, I could have it up by that time, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's what I want to do. And I'm just hoping that I get some type of support, I get some love, I get I get where I want with this platform. I'm really hoping that I could be where I want to be as far as doing my YouTube. I want to stay consistent. I want to be able to reach out to people. I want to be able to, you know, touch the people that I'm hurt. The people that I'm hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be able to, you know, talk to y'all and, you know. So yeah, that is, sorry. That is my story. I'm going to be, like I said, I'm going to be doing weekly vlogs. I'm going to be doing Q&As. I'm going to be doing whatever type of content y'all want me to do, I will do. Like, I don't want to just be a regular content creator with the going up to people in Times Square. No shade to these people. Don't get me wrong. There's no shade to these people doing this, but I want my content to be about my life. I want it to be about what my life consists of. I want it to be, like I said, real, raw, and uncut. We real raw and uncut over here. I'm never going to sugarcoat anything. I'm never going to cap, because we don't cap, like, nah, I mean. So yeah, for anybody out there who is watching, who is subscribed, I appreciate you. Well, not subscribed, but who is going to subscribe after you watch this, which I'm hoping you subscribe after you watch this, because why wouldn't you? Let me know. Why wouldn't you? Quickly. Oh, okay. Yeah, so make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And I got more bangers on the way. This ain't the first. This definitely ain't the last. So I got more bangers on the way. So make sure you like I said, share, subscribe, support. And yeah, this is going to be the start of something new. No High School Musical. You know, this is going to be a really great adventure for me. I feel like I need this, especially at the time that I'm at. The time that I'm in right now with my life. I feel like I want to do things that are like, I don't want to just work. I do want to further my career. Like, I really thought to myself one day, like, okay, I really need to figure out what I want to do. I want to, because I know the whole reason why I started dancing is because I don't see myself working a 9-to-5 for my whole life. So I do want this to be a part of my success. I want it to be me. I want it to be a part of my story of how I got to where I'm going to get, because I am going to be successful. I tell myself every day, I am going to be successful. I am going to make it. I am going to, you know, not live with my mom one day. I am going to do the things that I want to do with my life, and I am going to accomplish it. Not even just for me, but for myself, for my loved ones, and for anybody out there who believes in me. So yeah, make sure that you tune in for the next video. First of all, make sure, like I said, you like, comment, subscribe. Oh, I'm forgetting. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram if you want more updates at hi, my name is _Blaze. Well, hi, my name's _Blaze. And Blaze is now my dancer name, if you're wondering where Blaze came from. Because like I said in the beginning of if you watch the video, you go now. You go now. So make sure you follow me on Instagram at hi, my name's _Blaze. That's BLAZE. Hi, my name's. No apostrophes, no capital letters, no none of that. The link to my Instagram will be in my bio. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in with me. Thank you guys for watching this long ass video. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for subscribing. And we're gonna keep going up from here. We're not done. We're gonna keep going up, and we're gonna keep on with the consistency. We're gonna keep on with the content. We're gonna keep on with what we're gonna do. And trust me, like I said, I got a couple of bangers for y'all on the way. I got the travel vlogs, I got the Q&As, I got the collabs, I got it tucked. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I appreciate you guys for watching this video. Make sure you tune in for the next one, and stay safe, stay beautiful, stay getting money. Okay? Bye.